So, do you remember what happened in 2017? Do you remember leaving your purse in a bathroom?
At a gas station, that my ex and I stopped at. It was kind of out, ways and stuff. And I went in to use the restroom. Now, there was, kind of what you call a hole in the wall gas station, really small. And I went inside. There was only one person in there. That was the clerk. And I walked into the bathroom. And when I left, I recall setting my wallet up on like a little trash can thing off the wall. Well, when I left, I forgot it. And my ex had gone in there, and after I did, and then when he come out, we were getting ready to go, I realized I did not have my wallet. Okay, meanwhile, there was nobody had gone in that gas station but us. I ran back into the gas station, into the bathroom, nothing. I asked the clerk, and she said, no, she did not see it in there. And she was the only one in there, but I can't prove that she was the one that took it. But it was gone then.
And what did you immediately think?
It was stolen again, because I had had my wallet stolen years back when I was in Washington. But nothing ever became out of that. Nothing was ever turned up or anything on that one. But on this one here, when this started going down and I was found out about it and stuff, it was like, how could, after 2 years, because this was 2 years prior to that 2017, okay? And it's like, how in the world could all of a sudden my ID and all my information show up after 2 years? Nothing prior to that, and then it shows up, and it's like, no, I couldn't understand it. The detectives, they kept saying, well, that kind of stuff happens and that, and it's like, okay.
So when you realized that you had your social security card in your wallet at the time, did you think to yourself, oh man, that my social security card is gone, there's a possibility that this could happen to me, or did you not think much of it?
I didn't at the time. I did not think a lot about it. I did report it, but it was, like the officers and, said that chances of it, being retrieved are really slim and, stuff like that. Because unfortunately, there is a lot of dishonest people. Unfortunately, there is. Now, me in return, I have found wallets over the years and stuff, and I have gotten a hold of the people they belong to, if any way possible. Otherwise, I turn them over to the authorities. But I've even called one person that had come to Denver from out of state, and I found her wallet in the bathroom, and so with mine. And I went through her wallet trying to find any phone numbers. I got a hold of her relatives. And this was a gal on vacation from college with a friend of hers that he came to Denver just for the day to, visit, sightsee and stuff. And she was just totally beside herself when I called a relative that the only number was in there and let them know I had her wallet and I wanted to get it back to her. And it just made me feel great that knowing she was going to get her wallet back and not be in that predicament that I was put in.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm assuming what happened to you really affected you in multiple ways. How do you know how, in terms of, if we could put a number on it, how much money she took out in your name and how much debt and what it did to your credit?
Over $43,000.
Over $43,000?
Yes, if not more. And she ruined my credit. Just literally. Dear, I'm still getting banks after me 2 years later. I just received another thing in the mail, another bank that she hit that apparently was not aware of her being arrested and stuff. So now I've got to go back through again with police reports and everything to verify that this was not me that did this. So I'm still going through this. It has not stopped.
What is that process like? Did you have to find help? How did you know how to figure all of this stuff out?
This initially, I found out about it, okay, and like I told the judge, and to start with, I felt sorry for this girl when I first, at the very beginning. But then when I found out this was something that was not a first time for her, then it kind of went from feeling sorry to angry, because initially I was out of state, okay? I went out of state to Wisconsin in, I believe it was July, okay? And she had been doing this before that, and I was not aware of it. When I was in Wisconsin, just prior to 1st of August, because my checks come in on the 3rd, I had called the bank, and I couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't find out nothing on my balance on my account or anything, and I thought, okay, something's not right. So I went to the bank, and they told me that my accounts were froze. Well, I didn't understand why. So the gal at the bank out of state in Wisconsin told me it's because I had 2 accounts opened up that were basically bogus accounts. And I'm like, I never opened any accounts. I only had my 1. So then they started checking there and found out that these were done in Denver, Colorado. And there had been a lot more. This gal hit banks I never even heard of. And what really started it too is I initially went to Wisconsin because my 13-year-old grandson had got in trouble for stealing. So I went there, not really being able to afford it, but went there to help try to get him straightened out and not head down the wrong path in life where he would, be hurt more in the long run. And then I come find that out in Wisconsin, and then come back to Denver. And I was just totally devastated when I got back to Denver because I had 20 to 30 pieces of mail from different banks wanting me to pay them back. And I had no idea. Honey, it got to the point at times I regretted seeing the mailman because every day I was getting more and more, and I was getting stuff from casinos. I was getting calls from grocery stores and everything. She just went on a rampage, and it was a mess.
So did you call police? I mean, what did you do?
I went right to the courthouse. Well, first I called the police department. Then I went to the courthouse and I filed with a detective there. The detective got a hold of me and I took all the bank statements, everything. The police cop, did up a police report and took it to the detective and stuff. And I said, this has got to stop. I didn't do none of this.
And how long did it take from you going to police to her getting caught?
I started this we got back in August, I think it was, when I got the initial paperwork started in that. And she was arrested in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, October 10th of 2018.
27, that was 2017. 8 days before what?
Yeah, 8 days before my birthday.
When you found out that she was arrested, what was going on?
When you thought she was arrested?
Yeah, she was arrested finally because I even went back to the detectives because I was trying to find out why they couldn't catch her because I was getting more and more things and recent. And she said, well, it takes time, but they had a rough idea because they didn't really know what she looked like. And how they caught her is I had went into my bank over on Colfax in Denver the day before on the 9th. She walked into the bank on the 10th and tried to open another account in my name.
The same bank?
Yes. And the bank gal, Brooke, already had dealt with me. Brooke and CJ had dealt with me the day before because I'd been going in there from the get-go. And Brooke knew that when she handed her my ID, that it wasn't me. So they kind of she kept her kind of busy and said she had to go get some paperwork to open the account. And in the process had the police department notified. They came, my understanding, this is what I was told, that when they came to, the officers showed up at the bank, the gal got up and was going to try to leave and tried saying that she didn't have my ID, that the bank lady did. And she tried to play off that, she didn't do this, and they knew she did. Yeah. And she had my other stuff in her purse along with other bank cards and stuff that she had taken from other people.
When you found out that she was arrested, was that a relief? Was that, because to me it would be kind of scary too. I don't know if you felt the same, just knowing that this woman had all of my stuff and was going around pretending to be who I was. Were you freaked out by it? Like, what was your feeling?
I was hurt. I was angry. Mind you, I was glad she was finally caught, because I'll tell you what I told the detectives all along and stuff, that maybe I was wrong. I don't know, in the state of mind I was in, but I told them, I said, she better hope you guys catch her before I do. Because you don't do this to people. You don't. If you're raised the right way and, anything like that, you don't do this to people. I was raised, you do unto people as you would want them to do unto you. And treat them the way you want to be treated. That's not it. And in court, the gal said, basically, it seemed like the gal was blaming all this on drugs and everything else and stuff, okay? I don't go for that. I don't. I've dealt with a lot of people over the years and stuff on different drugs and everything else and stuff. And it's not a thing of where the drugs did it. It's not. It's whether you allow the drugs to run your life or you run your life with the drugs. And this lady chose, she could have stopped. And like I said, I felt sorry for her till I found out that she had already been arrested years earlier and was arrested again like a year before she did this to me, and was on probation for it when she did this to me. Now, if you're sorry for doing this to people, you wouldn't do that. That's, yeah.
So she ruined your credit, you said. How has that affected you?
Considerably, because now it's hard to get anything, if I need to get something done, and that it's always reflected back to my credit report and what I have. Yes, I had some doctor bills that I've had over the years, but to throw this in on top of it, and it doesn't stop. It continues. And every time I try to get the credit report checked out and corrected, another one comes in. And even after she was arrested, prior to me moving to Wyoming last year in June, I had another detective contact me and wanted to get a hold of me and set up an appointment to go in and talk to him in regards to this gal because of identity theft and stuff. And I explained to the detective, I said, she's incarcerated. She has already been convicted in that. They had no idea because he was going to run his own because they found more that she had done. So, yeah,
It's been stressful.
Extremely, and it doesn't stop, and then this bank got a hold of me just last week, and it's like, oh God, you gotta be kidding. I thought this was done and over with, and it's not. It's not.
Sorry.
Don't.
It is, I mean, obviously you're a victim here, but are you now, have you changed the way that you hold cards or how you watch your things? Like, what has changed in terms of how you can prevent something like this from happening to you?
I do not set my wallet down anywhere now. I always make sure I've got some kind of pocket or a purse or something on me. I will not lay my wallet down nowhere. And so.
Do you still carry your social security card with you?
No.
So
no, just my ID. I do have my medical cards and stuff that I do need to carry with, but no, I do not.
Because I think for me, that's the biggest lesson that I took out of your story is because when somebody has your ID and your social security card, they can do anything.
Yeah. Well, she didn't really use my social security card. I'm not even really sure if she had that. I know she had my ID, but I'm not sure about the social security card.
She said she did because that was how she was able to open up all those accounts because you need a social security number in order to do that. So she says that she had it.
Okay, well, I know she had the ID and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but some of these bank places to me, because I had seen I had gotten a computer printout of her, right, not long after, before she was even caught and stuff. And one of the printouts clearly showed her sitting at a banker's desk, and the banker there, a young gentleman, and I could clearly tell that the wallet that was sitting by her on that desk was my wallet. And my ID, the banker kind of had his hand kind of brought back some, but I could see an ID laying on his desk, but could not make it out. But I was pretty much knowing that it was mine. But like I've told friends of mine, I said if they really would have looked at that ID and looked at her, they would have saw that I did not look like her. And that, but they didn't. They need to look more at identifications and pictures and stuff. Granted, people can change themselves to look, but still.
Yeah, it looked like she at the end there dyed her hair blonde, so she kind of resembled you a little bit, but maybe at first glance, but maybe if somebody had taken a closer look, yeah, you're right, maybe they would have seen anything. Well, are there any other tips that you have for people to avoid this, sort of thing from happening to them?
Just make sure they keep an eye on their wallets. Don't trust anybody, because even after this happened and stuff and that, and I'd go to stores and I'd see gals with shopping carts and stuff, and their purses sitting in shopping carts, and they might just be a few feet or something from their cart and wallet. I'll walk up and ask them. I'll say, hey, please do yourself a favor. Do not leave your purse like that. I used to work at Walmart, and I've seen people where they just barely step away and somebody's snagged their purse that fast and stuff. So I let anybody I see or set their wallet down, no, don't do that. Bad mistake.
So you'll go up to people and tell them not to do that.
Yes, and if I have to, I'll explain why. Yeah, because it does. It tears you apart. It does, to know that people can actually do that to someone. Because I look at it, how would have she felt if she would have been in my place? You know, look at it that way before you do something and stuff. I know people don't do that, but still, that's how I was raised.
My last question, and then I'll ask the photojournalists in here if they have anything else. But my last question to you is, so I went and talked with Manuela. I had a really long conversation with her about all of this. And she says that she is very, very remorseful for what she had done, what she did to you. And she's sorry. I mean, how do you react to that a couple years later, hearing that the woman who did all of this to you is saying that she is sorry? Do you accept that?
Honestly, she really hasn't been in that long, okay? And to do it on a continuous thing, okay? A big part of me wonders if she is only sorry because she got caught, not because she's really outright sorry for what she's done, but that because of getting caught for it, because of the fact that this is not a first time thing. I wouldn't probably, honestly, if it had been her first time, and so I might have not pushed it so hard, because it drove me crazy. I was constantly in court and just all over doing to get her nailed and get her caught and stopped. And I probably wouldn't have been so harsh on her in court in that if it had been her first time, but it wasn't. You know, and learn from your first, you know, you learn by your first mistakes, not umpteen down the road. You know, it hurts you, it hurts the people you hurt, you know, and now she has a record, you know. Where are you going to get work? Where are you going to, you know, it messes you up too, and people don't stop to realize that you're not only hurting other people, you're hurting yourself too.
Okay, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, other than, honestly, I hope she is honestly, truly sorry for what she's done, and she can get her life straightened out and get back where she belongs and where she needs to be. Because I met her parents in court, and her parents don't even seem like anywhere near that. You know, you can get off the drugs. If you want to get your life straightened up, get off the drugs. Don't blame the drugs for your problems.